Yo, 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 and hello and welcome to the 124th episode of GameSpeak Podcast. New episodes go up for free every Wednesday in audio format on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, and all of your favorite podcast directories, and in video format on YouTube so you can see us in stunning HD. This show is two childhood BFFs bringing you all things video games. You can find us online at createforsanity.com, where you can listen to episodes, subscribe for behind-the-scenes news, read rad articles, and buy sick t-shirts from our shop. Also, be sure to join the community in the Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/GameSpeak to hang and talk games with other nerds like us. I'm one of your hosts, JAMAL Jafra, alongside Brent Southgate Bass.
Welcome to the fucking show, man.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, man.
There's a lot of anime characters named Southgate.
Southgate?
Southgate.
Is that like a common name in wherever these animes are produced?
Japan?
Well, hey,
Japanimation?
Not all animes are from Japan. Most, but
there's others
out there. I'm
others.
Sure.
Yeah.
So we can't just assume.
That's true. But it's always Southgate. It's Southgate, right? It's like Southgate.
I have no idea. That sounds right. I've seen it spelled before. I see it in video games a lot. It's
like Saske is what I'm imagining.
Southgate.
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 But yeah, so that's your middle name today.
Okay.
Because I feel like you're very animated.
I can dig it. I can get behind it.
Yeah.
I can deal with it.
I can probably be okay with it. Just slowly get less and less okay with it. Yeah, so what have you been up to, Brent?
Oh, man.
What's been going on in this week of yours?
Not much, man. I've just been planning out this cruise that I'm going on. I'm all hyped about that. That's all I can think about. That's all I can talk about. I've been watching Orange is the New Black. They put a new season out of that. I think it's the last season.
I thought the last season was the last season.
Well,
wrong, I guess.
You will be pleasantly surprised.
I don't watch that show.
Oh, well. I'm
Do you
sorry.
like that show?
I do. I like it. It's pretty good. I got into it because, I was watching it with my girlfriend and we watched it all, So it's like one of those, we have like two shows we watch together,
What are those?
We watch Handmaid's Tale together.
Okay.
We watch Orange is the New Black together. But
which one is your favorite?
Definitely Handmaid's Tale. It's much better.
Really?
Much, much better than Orange is the New Black. Story-wise, in my opinion. I don't know. Orange is the New Black is just kind of like a fun show, even though it's not that fun.
Yeah, it looks kind of depressing.
It's a little depressing, yeah. It's like a healthy mix of like fun and depressing.
Okay. Yeah. It's prison, you know? But yeah, okay.
But there's a little dash of like comedy in there, It's not just all doom and gloom like you'd expect.
No, just lots of drama, I imagine.
A lot of drama, yeah.
Lots of drama.
Definitely.
Yeah, I like to watch those shows where it's like girls locked up or like just like random shows like that.
The show I like that is the one where they take the little kids that are like little shitheads and they like take them
scared straight.
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
That's the greatest show on earth.
There's some of those kids are savages though.
Yeah,
it doesn't even bother them.
I saw one where the kid like punched the fuck out of the like guard and like just got away with it clean. Like nobody really did anything. Like
why?
He fucking stole off on that.
Why did he get away with that?
I don't know, man. And like some of the episodes, they like take them to the inmates and just like let the inmates like pick them up by their ankles and like carry them around. It's like, It's like, why didn't they take him to one of those fucking jails? You know what I mean? Like they took him to the one where he can just punch the guard and get away with it. Like,
see,
okay.
my thing is like they take him and it's like these inmates know that they can't hurt these kids. They're just doing it because they're probably going to get like a shorter sentence if they do this show or whatever.
Yeah.
So they're just like, yo, dog, you don't want to end up like me, though. Like in the streets, they call me. What'd they call me in the streets? Line.
They actually have an episode of Orange is the New Black where they bring like some kids there and they like try to scare the kids, and it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
You know what show was the best though? Do you remember that show back in the day, Bully Beatdown? where they, oh my god, it was, you can probably find it on YouTube.
Do they just like find a bully and beat the shit out of him?
Yes.
Nah.
Yeah, I think that's why the show didn't go for very long. But they had like a bully, right? And he, like, people would nominate like bullies from their school or whatever to come on the show, and of course they'd offer the bully money, you know what I mean, to come like fight this guy. And like the bully would come and they'd have like some fucking badass MMA fighter there. And, like, you just beat the shit out of him, dude.
This can't be real.
It is. They didn't allow, like, head kicks. There was, like, certain rules that the MMA fighters had to, like, abide by. Like, they basically, like, they couldn't, like, beat the shit out of them, but they, you know, they beat him up pretty bad, you know?
Fight him.
There was one episode of Bully Beatdown where the bully actually, like, knocked the MMA fighter guy down, and, like, the MMA fighter got flustered, and he, like, stood up and, like, roundhouse kicked him in the head. And
my God.
They actually paid the bully the money because, like, the MMA fighter guy was technically, like, disqualified from, like, kicking him in the head.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's insane.
It was a great show, dude. It was on, like, MTV.
Bully Beatdown.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to watch this. That sounds like just like a lawsuit waiting to happen.
It really was, dude.
And like these are minors? Like,
yeah, man. This was like in the Jackass era when people just didn't give a fuck, like, you know?
Still though, you're putting an MMA fighter up against a minor? Like
I think they're like 17 or 18. I don't know.
It's like nominate your college bully. Your work bully.
It was a good show, dude. I mean, it wasn't a great show. It was super corny, but it was awesome.
Yeah, it was like back in the day, like reality TV type shit. Yeah, so I watched, I went and saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, that Quentin Tarantino movie.
Oh, did you like it?
It was okay. It was
just
like,
okay.
It was really just like, okay. Like, I mean, it was better than I expected because a lot of people were talking shit, but it wasn't like, it wasn't worth sitting through 3 hours. Like,
yeah,
it was like I've seen it and that's it. I'm never gonna watch that again. Brad Pitt was really cool, like always. He's just got that swagger, you know.
Yeah.
And the rest of the movie was just like, okay.
My thing about Quentin Tarantino, I like almost every movie he's ever made, except for The Hateful Eight. I hated that movie, dude.
I've tried to start that movie like 4 times.
So stupid, dude. It was so slow and boring and long, and it's just like, and I don't know. I like all of his other movies except for that one.
Well, I feel like in recent years he's really gotten full of himself, like to the point where he's like, I can make a movie where nothing happens.
Well, I think maybe he like feels like he's over, like everybody thinks his only thing he does is gore. You know what I mean? I think after like Kill Bill and Inglourious Bastards and a couple, you know, everybody's like, oh, Quentin Tarantino is that shock value director. And like, I think he wants to prove something to himself, like, oh, I can make a movie that's not like super shocking.
Yeah, that's fine, like, and all, but don't make it 3 fucking hours long. You know, like, get to the point. There was a lot of scenes in that movie where it was just somebody driving, or it would be like, for like 5 minutes straight, like, fucking stop.
Oh, you know, God, yeah.
They'd be like going from one place to the other, and they just film the whole thing, like, you know, and there's no talking, no dialogue.
Instead of just like cutting from one scene to the next.
You see people walking, and just like, I'm like, why is this happening? Why is this happening? But other than that, like, other than the little frustrating things, like, it was pretty cool. It's about, like, you know, Sharon Tate and like Helter Skelter and
like the Charles Manson murders and stuff.
Yeah, so it's heavily based around that. It's like the build up to it, and you know,
it involved. So like Charles Manson was in the movie and stuff.
You don't ever see Charles Manson, like, spoilers. You don't ever see him, but like you see his little like cult living out in like the old like, because in real life they lived out in this little like movie set place, like where they used to do like old Western movies, and the whole movie is based on like Leonardo DiCaprio used to be like a big deal back in like the old spaghetti Western movies, but coming into the 60s he's like a has-been, you know, so he's trying to like reignite his career, and Brad Pitt is his stunt double, and like he's just kind of there. And like if he doesn't work, he doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he can't get a job anywhere because he has like some history, you know, and like people are like, they don't want anything to do with that guy. But Leonardo DiCaprio and him are like best buds, you know. So It's very strange, and none of it really makes any sense. It's just kind of everything is happening. It's there. You see Sharon Tate. She doesn't talk much, but she's there. And then you see Roman Polanski, like, with Sharon Tate and, like, all this stuff. It really, I felt like he just wanted an excuse to turn the Hollywood into the 60s again. Like, he just wanted to film a bunch of stuff that looked like the 60s in Hollywood. And then, like, but once you get to the end, there's some alternate history stuff that happens like he tends to do. Like in Inglourious Basterds.
I'll probably watch it at some point when it inevitably comes to Netflix in the next couple of years, I'm sure.
It's worth a one watch. And honestly, if you're going to watch it in theaters, because it's one of those movies that's just like cinematically, like, it's the aesthetic. Like, it's not going to look good on a normal TV, and it's not going to give you the full experience. But like,
check it out, man.
Yeah. That's what I did this week, though.
Cool.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I want the Bollywood version, but it's just a giant musical. But yeah, anything else before we jump into the?
No.
The news.
We have some new patrons. That's
exciting. We should talk about that.
We should definitely talk about that.
Yeah. So
shouts out to my boys over there. We got Chad.
Yeah.
Our boy Chad McLean. Hooking us up at the eternal best friend tier. Thank you so much, Chad.
Yes, and then I want to get this name right.
Yeah, I gotta get the name right because it's super important.
Yeah, and also it's on our it's Geek Vision Productions. Geek Vision Productions, or B. Ray Pennington. He's a cartoonist and illustrator, and he has his own webcomic, and he does like a bunch of art stuff. He'll actually be probably on our next episode, talking about art and video games with us. But yeah, he's great. And he does like drawings of whatever, basically anything. Honestly, we'll probably get him to do some art for us. But Geek Vision Productions on Instagram, if you guys want to go follow him. And yeah, he's our new patron as well.
Yeah.
So shouts out to him, man.
Yeah.
We appreciate
to you
that.
guys, that are supporting us, thank you so much. To you guys that want to support us but just don't know how,
Create for Sanity. Well, it's patreon.com/Create for Sanity.
Right.
Also, Dylan, he's been our backer forever. Yeah. Dylan, we love you.
Day one. Yeah.
I mean, he's always got our back. But anyways, yeah, so let's jump into the video game news. Just so you guys know, we're using articles from around the web, and we do not claim any of the articles as our own, just simply giving commentary on the news. So, do you want to start us off, or you want me to do it?
Oh, I can start us off, baby.
Take us down.
I can start us off, and I guess I'll start us off with the big news that everybody's talking about. Kyle Giersdorf, a 16-year-old video game player, won $3 million on Sunday after winning the first ever Fortnite World Cup.
That's insane.
Bro, that makes... I saw this little comparison thing, and it was like Tiger Woods won $2 million at the last big golf World Cup. That was a big deal or whatever, and it was a bunch of other professional sports people at this big event that showed them
but he's got all them...
Got him beat, bro.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fucking money, dude, for Fortnite, man. He's set.
For a 16-year-old, $3 million.
And that's what's kind of crazy. I'm cool with this, all that hard work paid off for him. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. That kid probably worked super hard to get to that level, and he probably deserves it. And I like that it wasn't like Ninja or somebody who fucking won this shit. You know what I mean? It's just some kid who fucking was good as fuck at Fortnite. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just played all day, all night. I wonder if he streams and stuff. I imagine he does.
Probably. I don't know. But you got to give it to... his parents have probably got to be like, holy shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We made it.
We did it.
And what was his last name?
Giersdorf.
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, Giersdorf. Anyways, so Obsidian's RPG, The Outer Worlds, is coming relatively soon. But if you can wait just a little while longer, you'll be able to play it on the go. The studio announced that it will be bringing the game to the Nintendo Switch sometime following its launch on PC, PS4, and Xbox One. A brief video with senior producer Matthew Singe details the basics of the game and its port to Switch. This version is being developed in partnership with Virtuos, a studio that has pitched on Switch versions of games like Dark Souls Remastered and Final Fantasy XII: The Zodiac Age. The video didn't detail a firm release date, only that it will come sometime after the other versions that are slated for October 25th. Quote, "It kind of blends two of my passions," Singe says. I've been a lifetime Nintendo fan ever since I was 3. I've had the NES all the way through every single console and every single handheld. I'm super excited to be able to take the type of experience we have and to be able to finally play it on a handheld platform. Today we can play a full experience on the go anywhere you want. Hopefully we can find an audience for people who may have never had this type of experience before."
Sweet.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm really looking forward to this game.
I think it's going to be good, man. I really do. After seeing some of that gameplay. Woo.
Oh, yeah.
Looks fiery.
Fire. What you
got? Let's see. Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead Redemption publisher Rockstar Games has been accused of tax avoidance in a new report. Investigate think tank Tax Watch UK states in its report that Rockstar's combined companies paid zero corporation tax in the United Kingdom between 2009 and 2018, despite lifetime sales of Grand Theft Auto 5 totaling an estimated US $6 billion.
Aren't they based in the US, though?
Yes, but hang on, it talks about that, I think. Let's see. Further, Tax Watch claims Rockstar North, the Edinburgh, Scotland-based studio, so they're in Scotland.
Oh, okay.
That led development of GTA 5, claimed $70 million of tax credits from Her Majesty's revenue and customs over a 10-year period. Rockstar, which is owned by the U.S. company Take-Two, so Take-Two is a U.S. company, apparently achieved this by listing its profits outside the UK instead of declaring a net loss in the UK for the decade, instead declaring a net loss in the UK for the decade ending 2018. The think tank says this report also raises questions as to whether an appropriate amount of profit has been allocated to the UK companies involved in the game's development. 7 active companies based in the UK using the Take-Two and Rockstar names declared a total profit before tax of 47.3 million euros in the UK between 2013 and 2018. However, over the same period, we estimated the operating profit of games published by Rockstar to be in the region of $5 billion, it continued. It is our opinion that a more appropriate allocation of profit between the US and UK would have resulted in a substantially more profit being allocated to the UK. This would have meant that Rockstar North would not be eligible for payable tax credit. Instead, Take-Two and the Rockstar companies should have had a substantial tax liability in the UK.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
No,
I think they're just trying
works.
to cash in. You know what I'm saying? They're seeing dollar signs. They're trying to get that tax money.
Who's trying to cash in?
I don't know. The government. The British government. I don't know. I mean, like...
That's not who's posting this. This is the media. The media is the one who went and investigated this and brought it up. So it's like... Point. It's people who don't like, capitalism. But my thing is like, I don't really know enough about it to say anything on it. I'm not a huge...
No, me either. But I'm sure if they're writing reports about it, that there must be something there.
Some big deals going on here. I especially don't know anything about UK taxes.
Oh, God, no. Yeah, definitely
Who's Her
not.
Majesty? No, I'm just kidding.
What do you got?
As promised, Nintendo shared a load of new details about Super Smash Bros. Ultimate's next DLC character, the hero from Dragon Quest, during today's special video presentation. Not only did game director Masahiro Sakurai give us a detailed look at the hero's moves, he confirmed when the DLC fighter will go live, and it's very soon. The hero will join the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate roster today, July 30th. This news doesn't come as much of a surprise. It was expected the hero would release this month when he was featured among July's other big new Nintendo Switch releases in a recent promotional video. Also, The 4.0 update coming alongside the DQ heroes makes several changes of its own. As detailed in the presentation, the patch will add a time limit to your final smash meter, making it more difficult to play the waiting game. This change appears like it was designed to encourage players to go ahead and use it while they have the chance, making for more active battles. An online tourney mode has also been added to competitive play, and it will occasionally offer special rule sets to create some variety. For players who just want to get through adventure mode without too much hassle, the game is adding a very easy difficulty. Or if you want to kick back and watch other people play, the spectate mode now offers rewards for placing a prediction on the winner. That's cool. You can use the tokens you earn to purchase purchase rewards, but there's no wagering involved in placing a guess. So there's no real downside risk to playing along and placing a prediction. The update also makes tweaks to sharing functions, like the ability to add screenshots to your video clips.
Cool.
And that's it on that.
I like that.
Lots of Smash news. Lots of good updates.
I'm just ready for them to go ahead and get this guy out so we can get Banjo-Kazooie in there, you know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. The old BK.
Okay, let's see. In case you didn't know, there is new Blair Witch gameplay footage out, and looks pretty scary, man.
Did you watch it?
I did watch it. There is a dog in the game.
Yeah.
You can pet the dog. You can command the dog to do shit. So that's pretty cool. Seems like a whole new little dynamic to the game. I'm going to be real sad if they kill the dog, though.
That's kind of why I'm like, I don't like that.
Yeah, and you know they're going to kill the dog.
They're definitely going to kill the dog.
It's going to be like halfway through the game, your dog's going to die. It's going to be super sad.
Yeah, it's like, I want to be scared, not sad.
Yeah.
I don't want existential fear. I just want to be horrified.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Call of Duty Modern Warfare will bring back kill streak rewards in multiplayer. Publisher Activision has confirmed, though one of the weapons revealed has caused some controversy. The 3 kill streak rewards announced so far are a Juggernaut care package, an armored assault vehicle, and the chemical weapon White Phosphorus. All 3 have been seen in some form or another in past Call of Duty titles. Juggernauts were used extensively in the Modern Warfare sub-series, as were light armored vehicles. White Phosphorus was previously used as a tactical grenade in the Black Ops series, where it caused, quote, a small amount of damage on detonation, end quote. But the framing of the weapon as a reward this time around paints it in a somewhat different light. GameSpot has contacted Activision for comment. In real life, the use of white phosphorus, also known as Willy Pete, against civilians and in civilian areas contravenes the Geneva Convention, thereby classing it as a war crime. Some Modern Warfare multiplayer maps take place in civilian areas, albeit without civilian characters present. Modern Warfare developer Infinity Ward told GameSpot recently that it doesn't want to shy away from hard-hitting issues in the upcoming shooter. Quote, "Today, Modern Warfare means that the war isn't just over there," said the studio's narrative director, Taylor Kurosaki. "The war is everywhere. It's in our own backyards. It's in places that can suddenly become a battlefield at a moment's notice. It's about enemies who don't wear uniforms. It's about civilian collateral damage kind of being unfortunately part of the equation." Later in the same interview, Kurosaki said, "The game will punish you for making mistakes on the battlefield. If you were a soldier and you actually deployed into a theater of war and you shot down a bunch of innocent civilians, you would be arrested and court-martialed. The game kind of does the same thing. The game does not allow you to get away with going rogue. You have a command structure that you have to follow and orders that you have to follow. If you try to just be a bad apple, the game is going to smack you down for that." However, Kurosaki was talking about the game's single-player campaign, which also depicts child soldiers, among other serious topics. It's unclear if the multiplayer mode will treat the use of white phosphorus as harshly as it sounds, if the story mode will treat mistakes. As if the story mode will treat mistakes. It's this that is the root of some of the latest controversy. Like, yeah, it's a fucking video game.
And they act like, he's acting like this is all just new concepts. He's like this is all just groundbreaking shit. Like, we didn't just have 3 other Modern Warfare games with the exact same premise, like, and story mode and shit. Like, controversial story, you know, fucking war based in your backyard. Like, he's acting like these are new ideas, and we've been, like, doing this shit
No, but see, this is what Kurosaki, the lead designer or whatever, is telling him. Mm-hmm. He's like, yo, I mean, because they're saying the white phosphorus is being used on civilians in certain countries. And he's like, yeah, but it's not about those countries. You know, it's about like, it's saying it could happen anywhere.
Yeah.
He's like, you know, we're not basing it on that. You know, like, I think that's what he's trying to get at.
Yeah, but also, I mean, I think a big chunk of that was about, you know, like how controversial the whole thing is. And it's like, you know, again, this isn't the first controversial Modern Warfare game. Like, look at fucking the no Russian shit. You know, look at that scene in Modern Warfare 2 where that kid gets blown up by the airstrike or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Disturbing content.
This isn't the first rodeo here, you know?
No, definitely not. And they even said that they were going for controversy with this new game.
Well, they better turn it up to 11. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, because
you know what I mean?
white phosphorus ain't cutting it.
Yeah, that is not nearly controversial enough. Like,
he did say child soldiers, though.
Okay, that's pretty.
We're getting a little controversial.
We're getting a little controversial there.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
I'm just imagining this like level where they're just like all running at you from different angles, and you just like you're just like killing a bunch of kids.
That's so horrible.
That's terrible. It's like a wave shooter. God. It's like zombies. They're all coming in through the windows. That's what they replaced zombies with in this one. Child soldiers.
Knock their own kindergarten.
Oh
God. Anyways,
okay.
Yeah, it's horrible.
So QuakeCon is officially underway, and while the big focus of this year's event, basically Rage 2 is getting an update. Sorry, I'm just gonna cut the shit. It's getting an update. It's free. It's live right now. Okay, there's loads.
Wait, what's getting this?
Rage 2.
Okay,
and it's getting a load of new content to the game. Including 3 new modes. The first is the long-requested New Game Plus, which, you know, obviously, you know what that is. You'll earn prestige badges when you play through the game again, so, you know, get on it. Additionally, developer Avalanche has added Iron Man mode. Die once in this mode, and it's game over. If that isn't enough of a challenge, there's also a new Ultra Nightmare setting that promises to ramp up the difficulty considerably. Rounding out the free update are a variety of new cheats as well as new skins, a number of quality of life improvements, and a voice pack featuring Wolfenstein's hero BJ Blazkowicz. You can read more about it on Bethesda's website. There you go. And there's more coming, too. I think it says there's another story expansion coming in November. So keep that.
Nice. More Bethesda stuff. Bethesda has revealed that Fallout 76 will get its first 4-player raid next month. During a Fallout 76 QuakeCon 2019 panel, the future of the multiplayer-focused RPG was discussed, including the launch of the Vault 94 raid. Quote, "We are finalizing the first Vault, which is Vault 94, Fallout 76 development director Chris Mayer said. It's a pretty expansive vault. We do think it will be very challenging. I, myself, have been challenged in the playtest many times trying to get to the end of it. I think some of the rewards are really cool. Some of them might actually help you hide a little better in the environment." Mayer followed up by saying Vault 94 should release in the next few weeks, barring something really major or unforeseen. Fallout 76 project lead Jeff Gardner added that it would be definitely August. According to a tweet, August 20th is the specific date. The Vault... Oh, no.
No, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, the vaults are designed for 4 players, but you can solo, duo, or triple them if you're a masochist, Gardner said. They're super hard. When you go in, you get to choose one of 3 different difficulty levels. The first one is called Novice, and when you go in, it's still very difficult. Don't get me wrong, but it's probably a good way to get used to the vault and the puzzles and how to handle it. It's very puzzle-based. You have to figure out the right blend and balance between taking down mobs and opening doors and doing different things. The second 2 levels add a time pressure. There's internal time pressure from minute to minute, but this is a meta time pressure where you have to do the whole raid within a certain amount of time. Like the previous Fallout 76 expansions, these raids will be free for all players, and after the Vault 94 raid releases, it seems like players won't have to wait very long for the follow-up Vault 96. We are currently developing the second Vault, Gardner said. We don't know when it's coming out exactly, but it will be in the not too distant future, and it depends on the community. If you like these and if you want us to build more, then we'll keep building them.
Huh. Okay. Cool. I am more looking forward to the NPCs coming, but I think that'll honestly just be like an added bonus for me whenever I get there and the NPCs are there. You know what I mean? Because I think they're going to release a lot of shit between then and now. More Bethesda stuff. Doom 1, 2, and 3 have all surprise launched on all consoles. So you can get them on Switch, you can get them on Xbox.
And mobile.
And they're cheap. Oh, you can only get Doom 1 and 2 on mobile.
Oh, that's what it was, yeah.
But you can totally get them on mobile, for sure.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Go play an old-ass game. A new map is available in Battlefield 5 today and is called Marita. The free map is part of the game's Chapter 4 Defying the Odds expansion and is set in Greece, Marita. It emphasizes verticality and firefights, making for an intense addition to the rotation. As developer DICE describes, deploy on a sloping mountain ridge and within the tight streets of a rural town on this infantry-focused map. Tanks and aircraft will stand aside for intense gunfights and sneaky flanks in the cobbled streets. The 4.2.1 update will weigh in at 500 megabytes on Xbox One and 300 megabytes on PC. The PS4 file size will be announced ahead of the update's rollout tomorrow. Once Marita is live, a Marita-only playlist will also be available. As DICE explains on Reddit, this playlist will rotate between 1 round of Conquest and 2 rounds of Breakthrough. A new Marita playlist will follow on August 8th. This one will be for 32-player modes and will switch between Domination, Frontlines, and Team Deathmatch. Marita isn't the only piece of new content coming to Battlefield 5 this week, though. Also arriving tomorrow are 2 new elite skins, Norman Kingsley and Issei Shattenwolf. Both will be available for purchase from Battlefield 5's in-game store shortly after Marita goes live. You can, read more on their website.
Cool. Yeah, that's one of those games I think when it goes on sale, I'll probably have to scoop it up. I generally suck at the Battlefield games, but I've been wanting to try their Battle Royale mode.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. That kind of had like a soft launch, I feel.
It did, but I think it was pretty well received. Generally, people seem to like it. Let's see. This is something that's kind of exciting for me. The classic PlayStation game Monster Rancher is coming back this year. Yeah. According to publisher Koei Tecmo, the Japanese company tweeted in announcement of the release. It also opened a teaser site under its Japanese name Monster Farm. The phrase implies that this will be a digital-only release, and no release plans have been announced outside of Japan. But a guy can dream.
Yeah.
Monster Rancher was seriously my favorite fucking game on PlayStation back in the day. I love that shit.
It was pretty dope. Especially with like the disc thing where you could just like put in random discs.
Yes, dude.
IO Interactive, the Danish developer responsible for the Hitman franchise, opened a new studio in January 2019. This new studio was established to quote-unquote strengthen IOI's commitment to delivering exceptional content to the Hitman franchise. It's been around 7 months since then, and it seems that commitment may manifest in a new Hitman title. In a documentary from NoClip, IOI talks about the challenges and triumphs of developing the Hitman games. Toward the end of the 40-minute video, Hosto Dwyer said the team is working on new Hitman content and looking ahead to the third Hitman game, indicating a third entry in the series could be on the table. He later added that the majority of IOI is working on something secret and rather excitingly something new. Though this may not necessarily be Hitman 3. IOI CEO Hakan Abrak said, when the world of assassination is complete, it's going to be one game with all the locations starting from Paris in Hitman 1 to the last location in Hitman 3, where it's 20 plus locations. Though he didn't confirm or deny whether Hitman 3 is in development, Abrak did say IOI is looking into the future with new things and potentially new IPs that we might be working on. IOI has said that Hitman will have 3 seasons, with lead writer Michael Vaught saying in October 2016 that Season 1 is the first act in a feature film. If a new Hitman game is in the works, Hakan said it may once again go episodic.
I'm actually okay with that. I liked the episodic format for Hitman 1 because, like, I didn't play Hitman 2 because I just couldn't afford to buy a full game, you know? And, like, there's other games on the table that I needed to play at the time. But I really enjoyed the first Hitman game, and I think if Hitman 2 had been episodic, I would have bought it piece by piece. I really do think that. So I'm okay with Hitman 3 being episodic. That being said, he made it sound like after all 3 games are all the way out, he's going to put out, like, an ultimate Hitman game that's, like, all of them put together. Which I think would be fucking sick, dude.
Be a movie.
Dude, can you imagine? I mean, that'd be like a big-ass, long-ass game. And it'd be a lot of fun. I don't know. I still want to play Hitman 2. I've heard a lot of good things. I don't know. I'm a big fan. I know a lot of people have kind of, like, abandoned the Hitman series ever since, you know, the modern games have come out. But I don't know. I really like them. I think they got a bad rap.
Yeah, ever since they went episodic, actually. The episodic thing is what killed it, apparently.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised they're like, we're going to go back to that.
Well, maybe Hitman 2's not doing as well as the first one did.
Yeah, I could see that. Anyways, what you got?
Let's see. The relationship between Fortnite developer and publisher Epic Games, and publisher Epic Games and PlayerUnknown Battleground developer PUBG Corp was believed to be somewhat fractious, giving the two games competition. Not to mention PUBG Corp's attempt at suing of Epic less than 2 years ago. However, PUBG Corp's studio director Brian Corrigan has now claimed that couldn't be further from the truth. He told PC Games, people have this idea that there's some animosity or something with Epic, but they're one of our best partners. We talk to them all the time. The relationship between the two companies is complicated, blah, blah, blah. It goes on. You know the drill. They had beef. They're cool now. There you go.
Yeah, I don't believe that. But
apparently they talk all the time.
Yeah, dude. They're just like calling each other up. It's like, dude, did you see all the people playing our game? And then like PUBG's like, yeah, we have some people playing ours too. And then, but yeah. Anyway, so though Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order was well into development before the release of Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, Respawn has confirmed its upcoming game is quote-unquote very similar to From Software's title. Fallen Order lead combat designer Jason DeHaras takes comfort in that comparison. Quote, I thought it was pretty badass and a little comforting to know that you could make this type of game without a stamina bar. He said in an interview with Edge magazine, according to WCCF Tech, they let you attack, they let you roll, they do all this for free, and then the AI will tell you if you're doing the correct thing. It just confirmed to us that you don't have to limit everything the player does. Let them have a little more agency, and then let the AI give them a slap on the wrist or a punch in the face. It was a positive thing for us to know there was a game that was similar to ours. Very similar. The comparison to From Software's most recent game makes sense, as Respawn turned to the studio's older games as inspiration for Fallen Order. Now, I've been a huge From Software fan since King's Field, Fallen Order game director Stig Asmussen said. I mean, King's Field 2 is one of my favorite games ever, but it's not about you liking a game and trying to make that game yourself. It's more, what can we learn about what's fun about it? Yeah, but that's there you go. That was the news. They're taking heavy inspiration in the combat from Software games, just as many people suspected.
It'll be interesting to see if it has that level of like difficulty to it.
I seriously doubt it.
Yeah,
I have a feeling it'll be like a layman's term version of From Software. It'll be like, I could see it, but it's not going to be there.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Nintendo has increased the maximum number of levels Super Mario Maker 2 players can share online. Since its launch last month, players have only been able to upload up to 32 courses to the game's online Course World Hub. But that limit has now been doubled, and it appears it will go up again in the future. According to an in-game notification, Nintendo plans to increase the course upload limit one more time in the future. The company hasn't announced when the limit will be bumped up again or what the new limit will be. But in the meantime, players can now upload a maximum of 64 courses. So there you go.
Cool. The Epic Games Store has begun experimenting with cloud saves, a feature found in just about every platform from Steam to the Nintendo Switch. Epic CEO Tim Sweeney delivered the announcement on Twitter, saying cloud saves are enabled for a couple of new games right now. Unfortunately, the word couple seems to be literal here. Twitter user ShyXLift said, or LFT said, another individual discovered an enable cloud save function in the settings of the action RPG Moonlighter. Engadget reports the other game is the survival strategy game This War of Mine. Sweeney didn't confirm which couple of new games have cloud saves enabled, but he did note the feature needs a bit more work before implementing it across the entire Epic Games Store. When asked how the feature is implemented, Sweeney said that adding cloud saves is a manual process for the store team per game. He implied the feature doesn't require any extra coding from the developers, and games don't need any form of updates on the developer side for cloud saves to be enabled.
Cool.
Sweet.
So I guess we're stepping in the right direction there.
Yeah. Just need to steal a couple more games.
If you are excited about the new Saw movie, get even more excited because it's going to come on May 15th instead of October 23rd as previously planned.
Wow.
Of next year.
And that's with the Chris Rock?
Yeah, this is the Chris Rock reboot. But I learned something that made me significantly less excited about the movie. Can I tell you what it is? So at the very end, it starts talking about all the people involved in the production of this movie.
Yeah.
And it says, Saw creators James Wan and Leo Whannell are executive producers on the new Saw, which is cool. That's cool.
Yeah, that's
good. Keep a little authenticity. Then it says, which is directed by Darren Lynn Bousman, who did Saw 2. And it's like, can't we get a new director who hasn't done a Saw movie so we can get like a fresh take on this?
I thought Chris Rock was directing it.
He's just producing it.
He's an actor in it too.
He's acting in it too. Yeah.
Samuel
L. Jackson's gonna be in it too.
That's what bothers me. I can't take Chris Rock seriously.
Yeah, it'll be weird, and he's playing a cop in the movie.
Yeah, so it's gonna be really
like
bad.
A detective. I don't know if it's gonna be bad. I just can't take him seriously. Yet.
I mean, it can't be worse than whenever they had the lead singer of fucking. Whatchamacallit in Saw. What was it? What's the band? The guy died recently, committed suicide. Meteora.
Linkin Park.
He
was in Saw.
Yeah, he like gets killed in a fucking.
Oh wait, I think I remember. It was like Saw 4 or something, right?
Yeah, 8. It might have been like Saw 8. One of those.
It was
numbers.
one of the later shittier ones. Right?
Yeah, and like he's like in a car, and like somehow like his skin like melts to the car.
I complained about the guy from Saw 2 directing it, but at least it was the Saw 2 director, and not like Saw 6 or some shit.
Saw 25.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm out of news. You keep going.
No, I'm out of news too.
Oh, sweet. We ended just on time.
Perfect.
We're going to jump into this week's releases, where you're going to find out what brand new games are coming out in the next 7 days. Starting with Corpse Killer 25th Anniversary Edition, coming to PS4 and PC on July 30th for $23.95. Celebrate the 25th anniversary of the live-action horror game Corpse Killer. Stranded on a deserted island, you must face hundreds of zombies that inhabit the land. It is your mission to battle these creatures. While you might see most of them coming, there are a few that pop up without warning and are in your face. Okay.
That's all they got.
That's it.
That's their big feature.
London Detective Mysteria is coming to PC on July 31st for $36.99. Her Majesty's taxes. No, I'm just kidding. Her Majesty's birthday was to be the Harris of. Her Majesty's birthday
was to be at Harris Casino.
Was to be the Harris of House Whitley's debut into high society, but an inquiring mind begs for more than parties as she stumbles into the many curiosities that lay hidden in London's darkest corners. Help sharpen her instincts as a detective. Take control of her present to uncover her past, and form an unbreakable bond with one of many dashing personalities from well-known works of fiction. Find love with personalities inspired by famous figures and works fiction including Detective Holmes, Gentleman Thief Lupin, Jack the Ripper, and more. Decisions made throughout will net not only special rewards, but will shape whether love is in Lady Whitley's future or if fate has more unfortunate consequences in mind.
When you said take control of her present, I imagined her with like a remote control car, but it's just like a present, like a Christmas
take
present.
Control of her awesome birthday present. Then we got Dufflings or Dolings. I think it's Dolings. Dolings is Invasion. It's coming to Switch, Xbox One, and PS4 and PC on August 1st for $9.99. In Dolings Invasion, the second game of the series, our hero Morpheus arms himself to defend his people from alien invaders. Morpheus is ready for battle with his unique personas, all armed to the teeth. Varieties of raving space invaders and challenging end of the level bosses are all waiting in line to get their butts kicked by you. Get ready for an adventure with an ever-increasing pace and tension. Okay, and then Madden NFL 20 is coming to Xbox One, PS4, PC, August 2nd for $59.99. I'm not going to read this. You guys know what that is. Then we got The Church in Darkness coming to Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and PC on August 2nd for $19.99. No one is forced to join a cult. It welcomes you. It understands you. It envelops you until the words become more than truth. They make you whole. In the late 1970s, the charismatic Isaac and Rebecca Walker lead the collective justice mission. Labeled radicals and feeling persecuted by the U.S. government, they relocate their followers to the one place they believe they can create a socialist utopia, the jungles of South America. There, they build Freedom Town. But relatives left behind become worried. What exactly is going on at this compound in the jungle? The Church in the Darkness combines unique narrative with tight top-down action infiltration gameplay in an open-ended environment. As Vic, an ex-law enforcement officer, you travel to South America to get into Freedom Town and check on your nephew, Alex. Play how you want. You can avoid detection completely, take on the guards using non-lethal methods, or kill anyone who gets in your way. But you'll have to live with the consequences of those choices. Voiceover stars Ellen McLean and John Patrick Lowry portray the intense Rebecca and Isaac Walker, and as you soak up the story through the town PA system, the preachers share their dogma and beliefs. You find documents and letters scattered around camp which glue you into the true narrative, the true nature of Freedom Town. Every playthrough offers unique gameplay scenarios and story elements with different character personalities and a shifting narrative told through investigation and action. How dangerous are the walkers? Who are your allies and enemies? How far will you go to uncover the truth and save these people? And then we got Caravan Stories coming to PS4, PC, and mobile on July 31st for free-to-play. This is, dive into a lush MMORPG world and begin your adventure in Caravan Stories. Begin your journey in a never-ending fantasy world across many different races in this free-to-play game. In the fantastic world of Liar, discover vast open prairies, mystical forests as far as the eye can see, barren lands covered in rocky outcroppings. From bonds with the many creatures living in this land, from the back of your magical fortress, the caravan, form bonds. Together, challenge the mysterious enigma, the greatest enemy of all, and make allies with over 100 different species of beasts to be tamed to build up your team and explore new lands. Then we got Chroma Squad coming to Switch on August 1st for $14.99. In Chroma Squad, players must help a group of stuntmen open a TV studio where they can film stories about costumed heroes beating up monsters. Players will be responsible for hiring actors for the show, purchasing equipment, and help the heroes beat up bad guys. And then we got Hamsterdam, Paws of Justice, coming to Switch, Vita, PC, and mobile on August 1st. I couldn't find a price for this. Hamsterdam is a new game where rhythm and precision meet some good old-fashioned button mashing. With classic arcade brawling mechanics and swing, tap, and swipe martial arts combos, the power of Hamster Foo is in your paws. Okay.
Okay.
And then we got Wrecking Ball Adventure coming to Switch, PC, August 2nd. Couldn't find a price. Wrecking Ball Adventure is a family-friendly platformer for up to 4 players with ball-shaped robots and physics-based puzzles. Save the little K-160 robot from the evil Supercom and escape from the mysterious lab. Discover how to interact with your fellow robot escapees, helping one another. Okay. And then we got Metal Wolf Chaos XD coming to Xbox One, PS4, and PC on August 6th for $24.99. The country is in peril as President Michael Wilson defends the nation against a full-scale rebellion led by Vice President Richard Hawke and the mechanized legions he commands. As the 47th President of the United States, it is your sworn duty to take your country back by any means necessary. And in this unjust coup d'etat, battle in your advanced mech armed to the teeth across iconic American landscapes, including the Brooklyn Bridge, the Grand Canyon, and the front steps of the White House. Okay. Then we got DC Universe Online coming to Switch on August 6th for free to play. The first project that everybody knows what that is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there we go, guys. That's this week's releases. Before we jump into what we're currently playing, we're going to let you guys know what free games with gold and PSN are here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You go ahead and do that.
All right, so we'll start with the Xbox games with gold. So on Xbox One this month of August, you'll be able to grab Gears of War 4 for free from August 1st through the 31st, so you can grab that all month. And then also Forza Motorsport 6 is coming August 16th through September 15th. And then the free Xbox 360 games that you can obviously play on Xbox One as well is Torchlight, that Diablo-like game. It's coming August 1st through 15th, and then Castlevania Lords of Shadow coming August 16th through the 31st.
Awesome. Let's see what we got here. Sorry, I'm looking this up. I forgot to find this, so I'm looking it up right now.
It's all right. Looking for PS games.
Hang on, sorry.
Do they even have them right now?
Well, that's what I'm trying to find out. I think they do. Hold on.
Well, guys, if you want a fun game, play Torchlight. Torchlight's great. I remember playing that when it first came out back in the day. It's very much like Diablo. So if you're in the mood for something looty and scooty, well, not scooty. I guess you walk, but yeah, that's the way to go.
Okay, here we go. Let's see. Oh, these are just theories. Yeah, I don't think we have the official.
Okay, we'll get it next week.
A lot of people are saying some pretty solid theories. It says a games bonus revealed. Hang on, what does that even mean?
Yeah, what's a games bonus? By the way, guys, this upcoming Saturday, our Couch Bro Op episode, we're going to be playing the PlayStation Classic. Yeah, we got footage captured from a PlayStation Classic that Brent bought for $20. So we play some cool borders too, some original GTA. We played some Ridge Racer. Oh, and Twisted Metal. Yeah, so if you guys want to see some classic PlayStation games get played, be sure to check out our YouTube channel.
Okay.
Watch that.
I still don't think we have it official yet, but it says here that you can get the demo for the new PES football game, and you can play it online with 13 different teams. So you basically can just play the real game online, you know. Yeah. But we don't have the official announcement yet. I'm sorry for wasting everyone's time.
That's all right. We'll check back next week. We're gonna jump into currently playing. Okay, so what have you been playing, Brent?
Man, I've been playing a lot of stuff, you know. I've been playing the PlayStation Classic a lot. I got one of those for $20, 20 smackaroos. Pretty happy with that. Okay. I played a little bit of Persona. It's just very mediocre. You know, it's just not for me. It's no Persona 5, you know. I played a little Oddworld. I played a little Rayman. I played a little this, played a little that. I had a lot of fun with the thing, and I'm still having fun with it, but I'm going to hack it, dude.
You got to hack it.
I've been on Amazon, and I'm seeing these like little plug-and-play sticks. You just plug them right into like the Player 2 slot, and they put like thousands of games on the console.
That sucks if you want to play multiplayer, though.
Do what?
I said that sucks if you want to play multiplayer, though.
Well, I think one of them I saw comes with this multi-port. Like, plug it in, and it has, like, 4 different ports on it, and, like, you plug in, your controller to one of the others, and you plug the stick in it. So, like, if you have multiple different sticks loaded with games, you can plug your controller in, and then plug, like, 3 other sticks in, and load all those games onto the PlayStation all at once.
Hell yeah.
So I'm going to do that when I get a little more money once I'm done with the cruise. I've been playing Yakuza still. It's really fun. It's a lot of fun. The story is super engaging. I like how it's darker than, like, Shenmue. I know I compare it to Shenmue a lot, and it's really, there's only a few things that are similar.
Your dad is murdered in front of you in the first, like, 10 minutes of Shenmue.
Yeah, but, I mean, aside from that, that's pretty lighthearted. You know what
true.
I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but, like, this game is, like, bloody and violent and, like, I don't know. There's a lot of, like, surprising... Like, it shifts between the lightheartedness of, like, the Shenmue game and then, like, this just darkness that, like...
Yeah, I've seen a clip from one of the Yakuza games where these kids are throwing rocks at this dog.
Oh, yeah. I just played that part.
Yeah, and he, like, comes out and, like, grabs the rock and throws it back at the dude's face.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that was a very satisfying part.
Yeah.
The game is fun. There's this weird-ass mini-game that I found in the game where you, like, collect these cards. You find them all over the ground and shit. And, like, you use these cards in the arcade to play this game where it's like a fighting game where you play rocks, paper, scissors with the other person. And these girls dressed in, like, sexy beetle costumes fight each other.
And you say like the
like
bug?
Bugs, yeah.
I don't like that.
It's weird, dude, and they have, like, huge bouncy boobs. It's so weird. It's like none of the other characters in, like, the actual game have, like, bouncy boobs, so it's almost like they're making fun of it. Like, you go in this, like, arcade game, and, like, they have
like
these huge, obnoxious, like, bouncy boob physics, you know what I mean?
What the hell?
It's so stupid and hilarious and great. I have been playing... UFC 3. I just never stop playing it. It's probably my favorite game, like, to play just, like, when I'm bored. Like,
yeah.
I gotta, like, if I ever do a top 10, it's just gonna find its way on there. I hate to say it. It's that good. Like, I never stop playing that game. And, like, I've gotten incredibly good. I've gotten to the point where, like, I can hear people on their mic just fucking raging as I, like, beat the fuck out of them.
That's what's up.
I've gotten, like, too good, dude. Because, like, okay... It goes season by season, so, like, every few months it, like, resets your, like, wins and losses counter, and, like, when I don't usually play ranked unless I'm, like, feeling it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when you play ranked, it records your wins and losses, and, like, the past few seasons, my losses have, like, greatly outnumbered my wins, just because, like, when you get on the ranked servers, people are crazy, and it puts you in, like, divisions where you're, like, close to people of your own skill level, And this season, my wins are higher than my losses, and I'm super excited about that.
Nice.
And then, I don't know, like, you just know you're getting good at a game when people start sending you, like, angry messages after you beat them.
Like, you hacking, bro?
They're like, you're cheating. All you do is throw that one punch, and it's like, I just, like, lit him up with, like, spinning back fists and shit. Like,
that's what's up, dude.
Bro.
You need to take a screenshot of some of these messages and post them.
If there was ever a game that I could see myself getting really, really good at, I'm already really good at it, but I mean, like, if there was, like, a competition, I'd probably go enter that shit. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Let's see. I have been playing Blood and Truth. They did a new update for Blood and Truth, and they got, like, a new game plus mode, and they have new time attack challenges, which are really cool. The time attack challenges add, like, a whole bunch of new levels and stuff, so that's really fun. And I have been playing I Expect You to Die, which is like a VR escape room thing. I played it a long time ago, but they did another update like a few days ago, and they added like a whole new level in the game. And it's really fun. Every level is just basically an escape room in VR, and like you have to like find your way out. And this one, it has you in like this evil genius chair where you like can push buttons and like the chairs like fall out of the room, and like you get like, x-ray glasses and like all kinds of cool shit. It's a lot of fun.
Nice. Sounds fun.
Yeah. So that's what I've been playing. What about yourself?
Still Super Mario Maker 2. I went on and played some levels from some people on Instagram that were messaging me their stuff. And then Also, The Evil Within, I'm about 11 hours in. It's a 16-hour long game, so I'm almost done. I'm almost done with it. It's sad that I'm playing it by, like, I'm just like, okay, how many hours am I in? Okay, I'm almost done. Like, I just want to get through it so I can get to 2. That's really my main goal here. Though it's a really good game, I probably shouldn't be playing it like that. But even though I am, I'm still enjoying it. Like, it's still fun. You know? And, like, it's really hard sometimes, but once you get, like, used to like, you kind of have to die to figure out what's going on at some parts, because sometimes they'll just throw a boss at you and not explain anything.
Yeah.
Like, you just take off running, and it's like, well, that was the wrong direction. I got fucked. So you have to die, you know? But it's pretty quick to throw you back in right where you were and get you going. So,
or where you need to be,
Yeah, but that's what I've been playing. Really, is just that. So, Evil Within and Super Mario Maker 2. Played some PlayStation Classic with you a little bit. But, yeah, that's about it.
Cool.
Let us know what you guys have been playing in the Facebook group or in the Discord now. But in the Facebook group, it's facebook.com/group/GameSpeak Podcast. In the Discord, just look for GameSpeak Podcast. Join us there. We're all chatting, posting memes, posting stuff in there. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying.
So the topic of the show for today is our top 5 video game fan theories. So we each chose 5 video game fan theories that we thought were really cool or interesting and brought them here. So let's do this. Let's start with number 5.
Okay, how about you kick it off? I accidentally did 10.
Yeah,
actually, I accidentally did like 12 because I had some bonus ones. But like, you started off that way. If you have any that I don't have, I have like a whole bunch of extra ones. Then
that's fine. Yeah, just choose 5 of them, and just choose 5. The ones that I didn't get.
Yeah.
Okay, so number 5 for me is Batman causes Harley Quinn to have a miscarriage in Arkham City.
Oh, shit.
Did you see this one?
No, I never saw that one.
Okay, so I'm going to read off the little, like, I guess, like, a summary of it from whatculture.com.
Okay.
But, okay, this one is dark, but don't worry. It isn't a start how you mean to go on type deal. The theory goes that in Arkham City, when Harley first appears and fights Batman, she was pregnant, as is proven by Easter eggs in the main game. And the Harley Quinn's Revenge DLC as well. In the campaign, Quinn immediately lunges at Batman when he comes across her, only for Bruce to violently counter and slam her down directly onto her belly, where she then lies in pain for quite some time. Which, I remember this part. You remember this, where you first walk into that building and she's like, hey, Bats, or whatever, and like walks up to you, and then you just like smack her and she just like falls down. It says the Revenge DLC supports this, showing the Scarface doll all made up in a crib to represent a child Joker, as many now negative pregnancy tests litter the room. In the standard canon, it all tends to be framed as a combination of Joker's death and the aforementioned false positive providing motive for Harley's state of mind. But factor in this theory, and Gotham just got a whole lot darker.
Damn.
Yeah, damn, Daniel.
Damn, Daniel.
That one's pretty dark, but I kind of like it.
Okay. I like that too. That's pretty brutal. Okay, so I have like a healthy mix of stuff like that, and then actual like conspiracy theories of like that people like that some people like really believe. You know what I mean?
Okay. So
I got a little mix here. If any of these you have, just stop me and I'll go to a different one. Okay. Let's start with a soft one.
Just give me the title of it.
Mario is just an actor.
Okay, I didn't do that one, but I know it. Let's do it.
Okay, so check this out. I'll read you the little thing. Specifically, this is based on Mario Bros. 3, which is supposedly a stage play. It's no wonder people would think that either. There are curtains opening at the start of the game, and most levels look like a cheap set in a school play. But hang on, let's see. The Mario in this game is just an actor, though based in the game, the theory goes further and actually explains a very, very big plot hole. The changing relationship between the different actors. Some games, Bowser and Mario are friends and go golfing together, while in others, they beat each other to a pulp. As if that wasn't enough, in Super Mario Sunshine, the levels are called episodes, and in Super Mario 64, we are followed around by a cameraman named Lakitu. This would even explain why Princess Peach keeps getting kidnapped. Nobody is that dumb. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, and actually, I think Shigeru Miyamoto said something about it being like, yeah, it's true. Or
Really?
One of the developers
confirmed it.
Confirmed theory.
Oh, shit.
Number 4 for me is there is no baby at the end of Outlast 2.
Oh, shit.
Which I think me and you kind of talked about this whenever we played it, and we did a whole playthrough. It's on YouTube, but I think whenever we reached that point, we were like, was there even really a baby?
Yeah.
You know, so hold on, I'm getting to the article on looper.com. Here it is. Okay, so Outlast 2 is a survival horror game about Blake, an investigative journalist attempting to save his wife from a deranged cult who believes that she's pregnant with the Antichrist. The game frequently uses hallucinatory sequences to make the player as unsure of their reality as the cult followers are sure of theirs. All as mind control situations, shady corporations, and insane townfolk contribute to the game's ambiguous ending. After escaping the cult, a newly pregnant Lynn gives birth to a child, cryptically says there's nothing there, and dies as Blake holds their child in his arms. Fans were convinced that the game was hinting that Blake ends the game as delusional as the evil cult leader, hallucinating the birth of his child while holding nothing but air. There's precedent in the series for this. In the previous game, players can read documents detailing the effects of psychosomatic pregnancies after being exposed to the mind control towers that are, of course, present in Outlast 2. So I believe that one.
That's pretty interesting. I like that theory.
Especially since it calls back to the first game.
Yeah,
you know,
totally.
The little documents. So
I like that. Okay. So this one is actually a twofer. I got 2 different theories that are kind of related. They both pertain to the NFL, and they both are more on the conspiracy side of things here.
Okay. I don't have that one. Go ahead.
So the first one is the NFL curse. When Electronic Arts began featuring NFL stars as their cover athletes in early 2000s, star players were lining up to get a slice of that free advertising. That is, of course, until featured cover players started getting injured. For the next several years, every player that was featured on the cover got injured the following season. Sure, football is an inherently violent sport, but maybe we can leave it at that. But most NFL players are more superstitious, blah, 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 it goes on. But there's some merit to this. There was a big string of a curse, basically, where every cover, they would just get injured and shit.
I saw that. They all had career ending or
season
altering,
ending at least. Yeah. So that was a pretty good little conspiracy theory, I thought.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And then we got another one here that's also football related. I thought it was pretty interesting. The theory that EA rigged the Super Bowl.
What?
Yeah. Back in 2015, EA released a promotional trailer for Super Bowl XLIX, using its engine for Madden 15 to simulate a final score prediction between that year's contenders, the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks. EA pegged the final result as being 28-24 in the Patriots' favor. A final tally that, by the grace of some cosmic force, turned out to be the exact result of the real match a few weeks later.
Damn.
And as if that wasn't already the literal definition of coincidence, EA even correctly predicted that the Patriots would come back from a 24-14 deficit to be crowned the champions of the 2014 season.
And they did this by just running the stats into the game and then playing
basically, yeah, simulating a game.
That wouldn't be rigging it. That just seems like they just had some really good technology to test and predict.
Or did they rig it to make it seem like their technology was better than it was?
Oh shit, they already knew.
Have you heard the conspiracy theory that the Super Bowl is just not real at all?
It's like wrestling. It's just a big fake
no,
thing.
Not even that. It's just the event doesn't actually happen. It's staged and shit.
But people go.
That's what I said. That's my argument there.
But people are there.
But it's a real conspiracy theory. Look it up.
Okay, I'm going to have to look into that one. It's a little...
It's a little out there.
It's a little out there. A little too much schizo going on.
Let me ask you this.
What's that?
Have you ever been to the Super Bowl? No, I'm just kidding.
Now that I think about it, I haven't. Have you ever seen Janet Jackson's nipple?
Now that I think about it,
Not in real life.
Not in real life.
She must not exist.
That's right.
Neither does her nipple. But anyways, so my number 3, when you encounter so this is a Pokemon one. This is that you murdered Gary's Raticate. When you encounter your rival in the creepy ghost-ridden Lavender Town, he asks why you're in the Pokemon Tower since you don't have any dead Pokemon to mourn. This would seem to imply that he himself has lost a Pokemon. Astute fans have noticed that at this point in the game, your rival no longer has the Raticate that he used in previous battles, the last of which being the one on board the USS Anne. This has led some to theorize that your rival's Raticate sustained serious injuries during your last battle on the luxury cruise liner, but because the ship had no Pokemon Center, he was unable to find medical help in time, and his Raticate died from his wounds. The fan theory goes on to portray you as the real bad guy of the story, responsible for crushing your rival's dreams of being Pokemon champion moments after he gained the title, being responsible for the death of his beloved Pokemon and thus his innocence, and by the end of the game, even taking away the love of his own grandfather.
Damn.
By the way, your rival is an orphan.
Damn, dog.
If you think about it,
that's hardcore, and all of that is like super believable
and super true.
Down to earth, you know, like
no wonder he hates you so much. You know, you just like show up and like Professor O's like, you're a great kid, you know, not like my shitty grandson.
Not like that asshole over there. He's like, Gramps.
He's like, I just want your love.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah, so that's my number 3, that in Pokemon Red and Blue, you're a murderer.
Oh, I like that one. I'll keep it Pokemon themed since we're doing that. Hang on, let me find my Pokemon one.
Is it the war?
No.
Okay.
This one is another conspiracy theory. It's a little like off the beaten path. It's not really like the other ones. It's more of a conspiracy theory. But this is another one that's kind of like got a foot in reality here. Lavender Town caused a rash of suicides back in the day. The music,
supposedly,
I
remember
That's why it's a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
It says back in 1996, Pokemon Red and Green was slotted in nearly everyone's Game Boy around the world. Ironically enough, the Japanese weren't a part of that statistic. When the game first dropped in Japan, it was supposedly linked to a massive spike in child suicides and illness. Children from the age of 7 to 12 were either falling sick or taking their own lives. The most bizarre thing about the incident was the children did not feel ill or commit suicide until they reached Lavender Town. Many people think the town's score was the cause of the ailments. The town-specific music caused nausea and eventual suicidal tendencies in the children. The music was eventually stopped before it was shipped abroad. The above clip is the original score from the Japanese version that was before it was shipped overseas. So I got the audio clip right here if you guys want to hear it.
Yeah, play it, but only play like 10 seconds of it. That way it doesn't, we don't get in trouble for it.
I don't even think I'll play that much. Hold on. If I can get it to come up.
Okay, here it is for real.
It's a lot like the one we have now. It doesn't really change until it gets into the
God, I want to kill myself.
Right?
Yeah, that's some bullshit. But no, I went and looked that up, and there's like actually no proof or any statistics about suicides or anything that has anything to do with Pokemon. It's actually it's a huge creepypasta.
It's widely believed too, though.
Yeah,
a lot of people like, just accept this as fact, which is why I think it's perfect for this list. If you ask me.
Yeah, I think it's a good one, and I think the reason why people like believe that is because there is that one episode of what the fuck is that Pokemon's name? But Porygon.
The Cubone.
Porygon episode that caused like a bunch of seizures.
Oh yeah.
So I think people like kind of like in their brain correlate the two because one is fact and one is fiction, obviously, and they're like, oh, maybe that's what it was. So like it just happens in their head. Anyways, mine is I have another Pokemon one. This is my number 2. It's Pokemon: The Great Pokemon War. Pokemon is one of the most popular video game franchises of all time, and many fan theories exist about the monster catching and battling franchise. One compelling theory that explains the logic of some of the most bizarre aspects of the Pokemon universe is the Pokemon War theory. The theory goes like this. Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow take place just a few years after a devastating war between Kanto and a rival nation, or possibly even a world war involving the use of Pokemon, that you and your rival both lost parents in the war and are now among the first generation of young people born in a post-war age. This would explain why you have no father in the game and your rival is an orphan, why your mother recognizes you as the man of the house, and why 10-year-old children are allowed to wander on journeys around the world without supervision. With this in mind, other parts of the Pokemon world, such as the prevalence of hospitals and gyms, the lack of adult males except for the elderly or those involved in organized crimes such as Team Rocket, and the lack of infrastructure and population suddenly seem much more ominous. Perhaps the strongest evidence for the theory is the dialogue with Lieutenant Surge. Hey kid, what do you think you're doing here? You won't live long in combat, that's for sure. I tell you kid, electric Pokemon saved me during the war. Lieutenant Surge says that. So obviously there was a war of some kind.
Definitely.
Yeah.
At some point. My problem with this theory, I like this theory a lot, but my problem with this theory is that it at one point in the theory, it actually says that there's a lack of adult males. And that's just not true. There are a lot of adult males involved in organized crime, yes, but there are also sailors. Lots of sailors.
Yeah, sailors.
There's fucking hikers.
But sailors could be counted as naval.
True. But not on the SS Anne.
Yeah, and then there's like fishermen. There's like fucking
the fishermen. Yeah, the fishermen. There's a lot of adult males.
People at the stores and at the or like at the Pokemarts, at the casino.
The gentlemen that attack you on the SS Anne.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I feel like there's a lot of stuff that people leave out for these theories, you know?
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I like almost everything else about that theory.
Yeah.
You know?
I think there was a war, but I don't think it involved all the adults leaving, and I don't think that's why you go out on Pokemon adventures. I think it was always that way. I think there just was a war at some point.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, there's definitely a war.
Yeah.
That'd be a cool movie, dude. Like a war, like involving like Pokemon, like in the Detective Pikachu format with like real Pokemon.
Oh yeah,
and shit. That'd
Pokemon
be crazy.
War Turtle, dude.
It's just rated R.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. What you got for number 2?
Okay. Do you have the Final Fantasy VII one on?
No, you go ahead.
Okay, this is a good one. So this is the theory that Squall, one of the main characters, Squall, actually dies after Disc 1. So here you go. Blah, 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 blah. If you wanted to, let's see. Okay. Due to the limited storage capacity of CD-ROMs during the PlayStation 1 era, many games of sizable data were written on multiple discs. Final Fantasy VII, for example, was carried on 4 discs that players needed to swap between when playing through the campaign. But something strange happens during one of these transitions. At the end of Disc 1, an FMV is shown with the game's hero Squall confronting the sorceress Edea. At the end of the video, Edea launches an ice shard through Squall's chest, knocking him off the platform he's standing on. The camera shows him falling, presumably to his death. But when Disc 2 begins, Squall is shown awakening from his fall, with no signs of the giant ice shard impaling him, or his clothes. He says, "My wound, how?" My wound, no wound, how? The theory here is that Squall has died, unbeknownst to the player, and the remainder of the story is his dream of how he would have succeeded. A whole body of somewhat shaky evidence argues to this point, including the game's final cutscene, which for a millisecond flashes a haunting image of Squall with no face.
Yeah, that part is pretty creepy.
It's really creepy, dude.
It's quite disturbing. Yeah, that one's pretty believable. I think so, especially for the time whenever like Silent Hill and stuff was coming out like that. I feel like there was a lot more lore to like darkness and stuff, especially on PlayStation.
Yeah.
I feel like they were going for that, that darkness. Number 1 for me is pretty dark. Star Fox Pilot's Metal Legs. So if you ever seen like the original like Star Fox cover with like the little puppet versions of them, they all have metal legs. And
really?
Yes. And it says, by amputating their legs, the blood in the pilots' bodies doesn't need to flow all the way down to their toes and is therefore closer to their heart. This way, they wouldn't lose consciousness from lack of blood when exposed to extreme G-forces. That's kind of like what, actually, some of the developers kind of pushed that out as the reason why. But Shigeru Miyamoto actually came out and said that it was just a design choice because of they wanted the animals to be more human-like, so they gave them metal legs. But I like the theory that it's because if you want to become like a fly or like a
pilot,
if you want to be a pilot, you have to you get your legs amputated and get metal legs. Dude. It's a pretty dope fan theory.
Yeah, I like that one.
Or developer theory. They came up with that. But anyways, that's number 1 for me. What's your number 1?
So my number 1, I could go on about these. So guys, if you guys like this episode, let us know. We can always
don't do your like extra ones because we should do a part 2 later.
That's what I'm saying. We'll do a part 2 on this because this is a fun topic. My number 1 is that Animal Crossing is about an abducted child.
Oh, I was gonna do that one, but I was like, I got too many Nintendo ones. I like that one.
I do like this one. Okay. So, as said before, Animal Crossing is a game where you play as a child who moves into a village with a crap ton of animals. Pretty harmless, right? Wrong. Right. This theory proves why Animal Crossing is actually about a child abduction cult. So there's this frog thing that drives you into town at the start of the game. His name is Captain. Well, how did you get in Captain's car? And more importantly, who is this duck turtle thing? The answer is that Captain is actually based off of a Japanese mythological monster known as the Kappa. The Kappa is known for kidnapping children. When you arrive, there's a house waiting for you. The catch is you would probably have more comfort sleeping on a bed of nails.
Why is it that in like every culture except for American culture, there's like some creature that steals children?
I don't know, but maybe they should have one in American culture because, like,
we're
there'd be
always
less kids getting fucking kidnapped.
Yeah,
you know?
Like I feel like every culture has this thing where it's like this creature it comes in the night and takes children, or it's like, oh, if you go,
I feel like you need some kind of cautionary tale like that for kids, you know?
Yeah, we just have like the fucking like
we coddle them too much.
Yeah, we have enough serial killers that we don't need to make up shit.
Yeah, I guess you could just watch the news.
Anyways, continue.
But yeah, let's see. Nevertheless, the inhabitants of this hellish town known as Animal Crossing immediately set you to work to pay for your house. Oh, by the way, did I mention the mayor telling you that he's always watching you from afar, waiting? Yeah, he's weird. The game is literally child labor. Need a comparison between Captain and Kappa? Google it. From a company so family-friendly, such as Nintendo. You don't expect this. But I guess Nintendo has a lot of dark secrets.
Yeah, but it's like, I love the little towns. You know, I don't mind getting kidnapped. Dude, if fucking Kappa showed up in my fucking house right now and was like, and I'd be like, fucking take me, dude.
I don't know, man. I feel like the whole town is actually like this horrible, dingy place, and it's just like his childhood imagination trying to like brighten the day. You know?
You think so?
I'm adding my own theory.
You just collect bugs.
I'm adding my own theory that he's like delusional, and this is like a Pan's Labyrinth type, him making the best of a bad situation kind of thing. You know what I mean?
I feel that. I could see that. It's like what's the word for it? Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, okay, I'm just collecting bugs, but really he's like
imagining his
spiders
kidnapper as like this frog guy who's super nice, you know. But in reality,
he's in a prostitution ring.
Getting watched by the mayor.
God.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Watched by the mayor.
watched. Okay. But yeah, so those were our top 5 video game fan theories. Let us know if we missed your favorite one. And also, we'll be doing a part 2 of this probably fairly soon. So keep an eye out for that. We're going to jump on over to the People's Champ.
The champion of the people. Let's see what we got here. Blah, blah, blah. Oh man, we got some good ones. Okay.
Do we?
You know what? I'm gonna give it to Phoenix Williams this week.
Woo, Phoenix.
He says, if you could only eat one kind of fish forever, what would it be?
Ooh, tuna.
Tuna?
I mean,
I guess you got a good point, because you can do tuna a lot of different ways, too.
Yeah, you could do, like, fucking buffalo sauce and that.
Fuck yeah. Or you could get, like, a tuna steak. There's a lot of different kinds of tuna, too, you know?
Tuna fillet.
Oh, yeah. Or sushi. Tuna sushi.
Yeah, you could do, like, tuna. Just different seasonings. Like, you could do a tuna salad sandwich. Oh, my God. That sounds so good.
There's a lot of things you could do with tuna. I think I'm going to have to go with salmon, though.
Salmon's too one-sided, though. Like, I feel like with salmon, it's like you eat salmon. And maybe get some steamed broccoli with it.
It's so good. You know, I think I could also maybe have mahi-mahi be the fish that I eat forever.
Tilapia is pretty good.
I've kind of, like, gotten to this point where I don't like tilapia.
Really?
For some reason. Yeah, I used to love it, but, like, recently I just haven't been into it.
Huh.
I don't know, it's weird. I also really don't like cod for some reason.
Yeah.
Cod is like my least favorite kind of fish, probably.
Catfish is pretty good.
I like catfish.
It's like almost chicken.
It wouldn't be like my exclusive fish, though.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
Because the only way I really like catfish is if you, like, fry it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's a good question, Phoenix. Good question.
I like it. These are the real questions.
The hard-hitting questions.
I love food questions.
Let's see. So we have another question from Phoenix here. He says, if you could only use one controller forever, assuming it would work across any console, what would it be?
Probably the GameCube controller. I just like the GameCube controller.
I'd probably get one of those, if it just was my forever controller and it had to, like, last me forever. I'd probably get one of those Xbox Elite controllers.
Dude, those are nice.
Those are sick. I just can't afford them, but they're fucking tight.
Yeah, and I'm not good enough to need one.
Yeah, same.
I would not do like a button mapping.
It wouldn't benefit me any, no.
No.
But yeah, let's see. We got Chad McLean here.
What's up, Chad?
Chatty. He says, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop? I looked this up one time. It was like, it's like somewhere between like 300 and 600 licks.
I mean, it's definitely not 3. There's nowhere it's in between 3.
Let me look it up.
Can you imagine licking it 3 times? You must have an acidic tongue.
No, not like 3, like 300.
Oh, I thought you said 3
between
and
300
and
600. No, that's a huge window right there.
It's like, God. Like, well, of course.
Hang on. I'm going to find this out.
The owl has told us it's just 3. You go 1, 2, 3, and then you bite it.
364. That's how many licks it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Tootsie Pop.
I bet your tongue is like bleeding by that point. Like, it has no flavor.
The real question is, like, is that applied directly to one spot, or is that like a general lick? Like, you know?
No, that's the same spot. That's like a rough, like, it's like a cat tongue to the fucking.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got a part 2 to that question from Chad. He says, this is a Brent question. Thank you, Chad, for thinking of me. He says, with Persona 6 in the works, what are you hoping Atlas comes up with this time? Man, I don't know. You know, like, I haven't gotten a chance to play 3 or 4, and I really want to, really bad, because I've heard they're dope. That being said, I don't really know what they've already done with 3 or 4. I think it'd be kind of cool to, like, abandon the whole high school thing for Persona. I know that they're not going to, but I think it would be cool if they did like a Persona game set around like adults. You know what I mean?
Like at a work office?
Yeah, or maybe one of the adults is even taking night classes or something, so you could still have that like school element. You know what I mean? But like, I don't know, mix it up. You know, I don't know. I think that would be interesting to have it not set at a school. Maybe have like the daytime part where you're like walking around the school. Make it to where you're like walking around a police station or something. Ooh. Or a hospital or some kind of like workplace. Like you'd still have to do your daily thing because it's Persona. You know what I mean? But maybe make it to where you don't go to school. I don't know. That's my theory. That's what I want.
Nice. Okay. Got any more?
No, that's all I got over here.
All right, that's all we got for listener questions today, guys. Thank you so much, Chad and Phoenix. We had one more. I'll probably have to pull it up for next week because I don't even remember where that was.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah, we'll get to it. We'll have it for next week. We'll store it in the question bin. But yeah, so let's wrap up the show with This Week in Gaming History. Brent, take us back.
All right, so first stop on the time train. We're going to go back to July 29th, 2001 for the Game Boy Color.
2001, Game Boy Color. Is this a sports game?
No, this is it's an adventure.
It's an adventure game on the Game Boy Color. Was it only for Game Boy Color?
Yeah. I guess you could say it's like an RPG. A JRPG in a sense.
And it's not a sports game.
It's a really popular game.
Pokemon?
Yeah, but what one? Which Pokemon?
This would be gold and silver, I would imagine, at this point, right? Or is it platinum? Or not platinum, diamond.
Oh man. No, it's after that. It's the next games that came out after that.
There's nothing else on Game Boy Color.
Crystal.
Oh, that's what I meant to say was Crystal. God dang it. I didn't mean to say Diamond.
Diamond came out on DS, right?
Yeah. I don't know why I said Diamond.
Yeah,
I was like, what the fuck? I knew what it was.
You did. I was like, I almost said something when you said Diamond. I was like, did Diamond? Because that sounded right with gold and silver, you know?
I just get Crystal and Diamond mixed up in my brain.
Yeah. I know what you mean. You even had that game. I remember playing it at your house.
Sad.
Yeah, so we're going to go forward a couple of years. We're going to July 29th, 2008.
Oh, 2008. This was probably my second year in high school.
Yes. This game came out on the Xbox and the PS3 and whatever Nintendo had at the time, I think.
So it was original Xbox at this point? It would have been 360.
Xbox 360, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So 360, PS3, what kind of game?
It's a fighting game.
And it was on Wii? Or no?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was.
If it was a fighting game and it came to Wii, it would probably be Mortal Kombat. And if it wasn't Mortal Kombat, then it didn't come to Wii. Because
every system had its own exclusive character for this game.
So you're talking about Soul Calibur. But this isn't... What is this, Soul Calibur 5?
Soul Calibur 4.
4, okay. When did 5 come out? 5 came out on 360 as well.
Yeah, I think so.
That was the most recent one. No,
5,
that came out on Xbox
The most recent
One
came out recently.
Yeah.
Like, really recently.
But there was no Soul Calibur 4 on Wii.
Oh, okay.
That's
well,
what
maybe
it was.
I'm mistaken about that. I'm sorry. But it did come out to Xbox 360 and PS3 on July 29th, 2008.
It had Yoda.
It did. And here's a Wii game for you. July 31st, 2008.
July 31st, 2008 for the Wii?
This is exclusively for the Wii.
What kind of game
At the time it came out. It is a horror game.
Oh, is this Ju-on the Grudge?
No. They had I don't even remember that.
Yeah, they did have that. A horror game, zombie? No, wait, no.
No, that was Wii U.
That was Wii U, you're right. Silent Hill.
Oh, you're right. You're really close with Silent Hill. It's right in the Silent Hill vein. This is kind of a more niche game, but I bet you know it if you dig deep enough in your...
Is it Dead Space?
No. Think Japanese horror.
Japanese horror. Fucking Resident Evil.
No, more niche than that. It's got.
Is this Shudder or the?
It's just like it's the game that's like Shudder, but it's not Shudder. You know,
you're
saying
Fatal Frame.
There you go. That's
there
it.
we go. Okay.
Fatal Frame 4, actually, but
yeah,
you got it.
Yeah, I knew it had something to do with fucking a camera.
I knew you'd get it if you just thought about it for long enough. Like,
dude, I remember getting Ju-on the Grudge for the Wii.
Was it good?
No. It had like a couple jump scares and that.
I loved the Grudge, like in general.
Yeah, dude, that's why I was so excited that there was a Grudge video game, and it was just like it was all right.
That's really disappointing.
Yeah,
that's how I know it was bad, because I love the Grudge and I love video games, and I didn't hear about it.
Yeah, I was on the Wii. What do you expect? It was an exclusive for the Wii.
Oh, God.
But that's it, guys, for this week. Remember, you've been listening to GameSpeak Podcast, courtesy of CreateForSanity.com. The show posts for free every Wednesday on all podcast directories. Be sure to submit any questions you want read on the show to the GameSpeak Podcast Facebook group, facebook.com/group/GameSpeak Podcast. And check out our video content on YouTube if you're not already watching this there. It's Create for Sanity, all one word. We only need 10 more subscribers before we can change our URL to GameSpeak Podcast. Please
we are
help
so
us get there.
close.
Yeah, and if you want to stay up to date with your boys, you can find me on Twitter at the handle Al-Jaffer Jamel, and Brent at Brent has one. That's the number 1. And check out the GameSpeak Podcast Instagram. We're doing big things over there, posting daily, getting lots of new friends over there. So follow. Until next time,